We're all good.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lem Gonsalves here, and it's Are You the One after show. We about to talk about it. We got guests in the building. We got some people we found on the street. Somebody that looks like me. He was stalking me. It's going down. We got guests upon guests. Well, you know how we do it. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
This track goes hard.
I get it. I get what. Okay. Right.
You feel me?
I'm just gonna stop dancing. I think you should just be dancing the whole time.
Here she goes.
Hey. Okay, that's it.
Y'all mad or nah? Y'all mad? Because Chris Brown didn't make a song about y'all. Yes, I'm Sensei. Hey.
What's up,
The
everybody?
Sensei.
You know what it is. Shout out to Sensei for her new song by
You
Chris
know,
Brown.
no big deal.
You know, no big deal, no big deal. It's your boy, Lem Gonsalves. As I said earlier, you can find me at The Poet Taint all day, every day, all social media platforms. Check out my website, stayonthemic.com. You know how we do. Full panel, full guest list. It's lit.
Yeah.
Next to me, of course, you heard her song. So without further ado, it's Sensei Don't Play.
Oh my gosh, what's poppin'? No, I'm so excited to be here. Y'all. No, I heard that record. I'm like about to remix that shit and just keep him on the hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then more than that shit, right? I mean, hello, he made it
Go
for
viral.
me.
Right.
Like, exclusive, the real Sensei. You know what I'm saying? No, but on some real shit, y'all know where to follow me at Sensei Don't Play. Check out my Dash Radio show. You know, I'm doing that. And then I'm also have my music, so go check that out too. Oh, and then also check out, I did the prank phone calls with Zach and Tori and everyone, and that shit was funny as fuck. So go check that out too.
Also, her dog is named Hennessy.
Yes.
Check that out.
Yes.
On all social media platforms. Next to Sensei is the beautiful and talented Melody Rose.
Hey guys, Chris Brown didn't make a song about me, but that's okay.
I love you, girl.
You guys can follow me everywhere at Melody_Rose.
And my boy, my A1 since day one. You know who it is, the Filipino king himself, Nino Llanera.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, and all that stuff. Follow my hashtag Nino's POV.
Yeah. So guest time. Guest time.
Oh,
Guest time. You know how we do. No stranger to the AfterBuzz studio. He was here once before.
Yes, I was.
He's here again.
Yes.
My namesake, you know what it is. It's your boy Anthony. What's up, man?
What up, man?
Wait, it's Tony tonight.
Oh, Tony.
Oh,
Oh,
Tony.
The Hennessy was out.
Oh, okay.
Hennessy was
So it's
out.
Tony.
Oh, so Tony
with
be
the
coming
Hennessy.
out with the
Okay.
Henny.
There you go.
Oh, shit. Y'all, we got Tony in this
Okay.
thing.
Tony.
I'm looking forward to this.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
yes.
might like
Calm down.
Tony.
Yeah,
All right,
Tony.
we
Okay,
need some of that.
Got it. Next guest. First time in AfterBuzz Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than Keyana.
Hey, the
What's up?
non-stage 5 clinger. Yes.
And we'll talk about it.
We
Right?
will talk about it.
We need to clear that up.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
going to clear that.
we
We're going
will.
to give you opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we always got somebody on the tube.
Yeah, we do.
On the
Okay,
Skype.
on the Skype.
So this particular evening is no exception. And we have one of my favorites on the show.
My favorite, my WCW.
Your
Yeah.
okay.
Women.
But yeah, she is she's amazing, and I like her, and she's on the show, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Match, y'all.
You know
Let's
what?
perfect match.
Shut up.
We found it.
Shut up.
We found it.
Okay, y'all was coming for me when Clint was online,
Okay,
so
I know, okay, that's
we're
fine. That's
coming
fine.
for you.
I'm just saying. But ladies and gentlemen, on Skype, it's Celeste.
Yeah.
What's up, Celeste?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. I was like, uh-oh.
Hey,
Awkward
what's
pause.
up, everyone?
How you doing?
What
How
up,
you doing?
girl?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited to be on the show finally.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we're
you know
glad
what-
to have you.
What's funny is I love you guys because AfterBuzz is becoming like this thing where, you know, Are You the One cast members like, yo, when is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yo,
Okay,
I need to be
right.
on there. What's up? And so I love that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
No,
saying? And
it's
I
so
feel like
good.
it's dope. And a lot of you guys watch the show. So we definitely appreciate you guys, the support. You know, we just try to do, we're fans.
Yeah,
You know, we're
we
fans
are.
of the show and we love what you guys are doing.
We love to talk
Yeah.
about what you guys are
Exactly.
doing.
I know.
Absolutely. Definitely.
And we like to clear things up as well, too.
Absolutely.
Because we only see what we see on TV.
Definitely.
Right.
That is
So
very
it's
true.
nice to bring you
Always need to clear up. So,
I mean, they got a lot of clearing up in this,
Right.
this group of people
Honey,
here.
this is a
the-
triangle.
This is the clear up group.
We about to
It's
clear
not
it
Malcolm, it's
up.
not Malcolm and Reese and Dion to this.
Sweep it up.
Right,
Still gonna
right.
be good, yeah. I'm ready.
So since we have Jaless, we'll start with you since you're on Skype. So Jaless, the last time that we saw you, not the last time, but the most prominent time that we saw you, you were tearing up, you were crying.
I was probably crying.
Yeah,
right?
you were crying. You were crying. And so, and it was over our Mr. Anthony.
Tony,
And,
Tony,
excuse me.
Tony.
Tony.
Well, I don't know which one she was crying over.
No, I was crying over Anthony, not Tony.
she was
Okay,
crying.
there we go. Just
Okay.
to clarify it a little bit.
So I want you to tell us and everyone that's watching, what was it about Anthony that really had you going and it was hard to let him go?
I think the fact that like I actually at that point thought we could date outside of the house. So I think at that point when he was kind of breaking it off, I kind of like knew that if we weren't going to be a thing in the house, we weren't going to be a thing outside the house. Just because I could never like be with someone outside of the house that, you know, had like made out with all my 10 best girlfriends or like slept with 3 girls or like, you know, so it was like I knew when he was trying to like separate himself from me in the house, it was like we're not going to be a thing outside of the house either. And I think that's what made me even sadder because like week 2 when we were no match, I was sad, but then week 3, 4, I was like, you know what, we might still be something outside of the house. And so when he broke up with me, I think it was like week 6.
6, yeah, 5.5.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
week 6. I just was like, shit, like I'm really not going to be dating Anthony outside the house. So it was more like it was like a realization for me that we weren't going to be anything but a no match couple in the house.
Right.
So
But I mean,
what?
there was still reassurance though when we had that
But-
conversation.
So okay.
Oh, but that's the thing. That's what I asked you when we were having this conversation. I said, I mean, are we? That's what I kept asking. I kept trying to like explain to him and express like if we weren't going to be a thing inside the house, then like I knew we weren't going to be a thing outside because you know you guys see it like throughout the show. Like Anthony does something, I get jealous. I would do something, and it's just kind of like you. I just knew we weren't going to be a thing outside the house, and that's what like crushed me. Like it broke my heart that we weren't going to be a thing outside the house because I didn't think that I trusted the truth, but like I didn't trust it enough to say who I could date outside of the house.
Okay, so going to you, Anthony.
Uh-huh.
She keeps saying she didn't, you know, this was a thing outside the house. She didn't think that you were going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Where was she getting it? Were you telling her that?
Well, we had a few conversations, and I did tell her that even though we were a no-match couple, and to play the game right, I felt that we had to break things off in order to give the guys a fair chance and to give the girls a fair chance.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I've seen the show before.
Right.
I've seen those no-match couples not split up, and like last season, for example,
Right.
first season to lose. You know, it's like I don't want to be another season that goes through that.
Yeah, we
You
call
know,
it,
so
I
we call it
feel
the
you.
AYTO curse when
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
It
Yes.
always tends to happen.
Right.
exactly.
And then
And we were still a couple after 3 weeks of being a no match, so it still lasted. And I didn't want to be the one to blame if anything wrong happened. So I wanted to step up and be like, you know what, Jaless, I can still see this happening after the house, but as of now, let's just play the game right.
Well, I have a question though. So
Yeah.
it was like 5.5 weeks after, you know, you broke up with her, right?
That was
No.
Three and a half.
3. It was 5 weeks into the show.
Into
It
but
the
was
show.
5,
Yeah.
5 weeks into the show, but it was only 3
3 weeks after
Yeah.
the truth booth.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a total of 5 weeks and a
Yeah.
half.
Totally.
Yeah.
So within that 5 weeks and a half, you wasn't making out with any other girls
No.
or like sleeping with any
No.
girls.
Neither
I was
of
with
us had,
Jaless
like, done
every single
anything.
night.
So like
And
that
that's
night
what I
that you
think
broke it
when
off with
Anthony-
her was because you just wanted to end it so you could go do what you wanted to do and try to
it
play the
wasn't- it was-
game.
No, it wasn't about hooking up. It was about playing the game right and finding my match.
Okay.
I mean, if I wanted to hook up with other girls, I could have done it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I could have, but
about dating
I mean, there was
me.
a chance to, you know.
What'd you say, Jaless?
No, and that was kind of my point exactly, was that like on my half, I thought I could play the game without getting physical with other people, and I was okay with that. But I definitely like later in the game see how it's really hard to make that a connection with people when there is that like wall up that like not even that if you would want to get physical, but at the possibility that you couldn't get physical with the person. So I think when Anthony was like breaking up with me, I kind of was like, well, shit, you know, like
Kinda.
he's gonna go start hooking up with other girls, and that's why I couldn't be with him outside of the house.
Gotcha.
Because I wouldn't want to be with someone like that was with like 10 of my friends, or you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
At this point, at this point in the relationship between you two inside the house, that you guys did split up or whatnot, were you guys at all talking, or was this just like we're done? Because we always talk about this. It's so hard to be surrounded by somebody that you
cared about.
You cared about, but
Or
you're
care
with them
about,
24/7. You can't just be like, okay, peace. I'm not going to see you for a couple because I can't deal with it. But you're right there in front of them. So was tensions high between you two at that point?
There was like a little tension. I mean, not like bad vibes, but it was just like me trying to make a connection, and she was too, and it was kind of like both of us looking at each other, you know. So it was like we still weren't 100% over it, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it makes it tough, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really
live
did
together.
like you guys together, and I feel like the way you went about it, I think, was the manliest way to
thank
do
you.
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I did say that when I saw that. But I did feel bad for Celeste because I could tell how much she did like you because she couldn't really feel anybody else that was in the house. You know what I mean?
Which is
like,
why that conversation was so hard to have.
Exactly.
You can see it on my face too. Like I
Yeah.
did not want to have that conversation, but
yeah.
Well,
Well, how was it so easy for you to move
wait,
on?
hold
though?
on. There was a big eye roll behind you. There was a
there's
big
an eye roll?
Yeah, there was
Yes.
a big eye roll.
Yes,
Yeah,
girl, we can
I
see you.
can't see it.
We can see you. You can't see us.
Let's
we can
talk
see
about
you.
that eye
Yeah,
roll,
talk about the eye
girl.
roll,
Let's talk
please.
about the eye roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and then we'll talk about the eye roll. Celeste, there was you were talking to Audrey on this particular episode, and you said that you would choose Anthony over the $1 million. Yeah.
Wow.
So and then
know that?
I don't think Anthony's seen that clip because it was like a deleted scene. I don't know, like, I honestly don't even. Anthony, did you see that clip of me?
No.
That was like the night.
How
Like
does that
that
make
night
you
was a
feel?
horrible.
okay, but it
night.
happened
Like,
though.
That's $1
Celeste,
million.
it happened.
Yeah.
Regardless, he saw it. You
Yeah.
said it. So my thing is, why did you say that? And then also, why did you just roll your eyes right now?
So, well, those are two very like different places. But when I said it, because I genuinely meant it. Like I went into the house wanting to leave with someone like that I could be in love with, and like I know Anthony wasn't my match, but there's like, and I know like I become like a bitch later, like with Anthony on the show. But it's mostly because I'm like really mad that I can't be with him, and so like at that point when I said that, like I remember I was like crying and stuff. I was like, I would give up the $1 million to be with him, but like. I genuinely like fell for this guy, and like
Yeah,
it just
and you can
really
tell.
sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I genuinely fell for him, and like it just sucked because like I knew that like I wasn't, no matter if I found my match or not, I wasn't gonna leave with love because I was still so about Anthony. Like you guys can see like in this past episode, I'm like,
You're
where's
making
Anthony?
Lem,
Like
like,
I'm
really
trying to be
busy.
Anthony right now.
All right, where's the tequila?
I'm shedding a thug
Where's
tear
the
right now
tequila?
because like he can't take it no more. Look at him.
No, but I mean,
You're killing me, Celeste. Stop talking. Stop talking. I'm heartbroken.
Okay, so you haven't seen that deleted scene, and she did
No.
say that. What does that make? How does that make you feel? And I cannot wait to get to you because we're going to tie you into all this, Keyana.
Yeah.
But how does that make you feel saying that she said that in the house at that time?
I'm kind of, well, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, it's like, you're not the only one playing this game.
okay, I
You
get
know-
you playing a game, but like,
No,
did you have
I
true
get
feelings
you.
for
Oh, no,
her?
of course,
though?
yeah, of course.
Give up
I reassured her
$9
after every
million.
conversation
I
that,
wasn't trying to give up the whole house's $1 million. I said like
She would
I
give
could
up
give
her,
up
yeah.
my share of the money. I would do it
Yeah.
to be with you.
Does
Well,
that-
That's what
obviously,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Does that give you feelings? Does that make you,
I mean,
know?
yeah, I mean, of course, but,
Because I saw like a little like, oh, she said that? Like I saw a little smile
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't know,
after the eye
but-
roll, but okay.
I mean, I did reassure her after every conversation that I could see something happening outside of the household. You know, I still gave her that reassurance. And whatever happened after that was just like built up tension between the two of us. And you're in a house with 21 other people. You're all crazy as fuck. A lot of alcohol and
A lot of alcohol. We saw that
alcohol and
too.
feelings
Yeah.
is not a good mix.
Audrey's
Okay,
eyes
so-
were like
right.
gone.
So,
So,
Celeste, I want to get back to the eye roll now because you talked about, you answered my first question. So,
Yeah.
and it sounds like, and it seemed like when he was saying these things, it's like almost like a disagreement, and it's almost like you guys, like, I don't know where you guys stand right now.
Do you have
but,
closure?
Like, why do you think that he was sincere in what he was saying? I guess
the Dr.
is the
Phil
question,
show right now. Oh my gosh.
right?
I definitely think that Anthony, I feel like the house broke up with me and not Anthony. Like it was more of like it was one of those like, there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with me. We just can't be together, which I was like, okay, I get it. But like, I just felt like, and maybe this is crazy, but I just genuinely felt that like, if we would have never stepped into the truth so early, or like we definitely would have been like a couple later on in the game. But I also feel like,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
yeah, I just feel like I told you not to win that challenge, Anthony. I freaking told you.
Yeah.
She told you, Anthony.
Fun
How
fact,
dare
I was
you.
here, and her balloon was the furthest one to the back left. And
No,
Got it.
like I prep talked
Yeah.
him all night. I was like, Anthony, don't win tomorrow's challenge. Like, you don't want to leave the house
But
yet
on
because I was
some
so
real
sure we were.
shit, if we're gonna do some Dr. Phil shit right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just take it to Dr. Phil real quick. If I was Dr. Phil, it'd be sis said Phil, right? Is that what it would be?
Let's continue.
Alright, so we gonna come
It
up
was
with
like
a
a
name.
deal.
I know, girl. Okay, but on some real shit, it's like, oh fuck, what was I gonna say?
It's okay. We'll get back to it. We'll get back
We'll
to
No,
it.
get back to it.
I just genuinely felt that Anthony broke up with me on live national television,
Right.
but it wasn't Anthony breaking up
It
with
was
me.
Oh, okay, I know what I was gonna say, y'all.
okay.
Okay, so you know how like Clint treated Uche, like they still played the game and stuff like that. I feel like Gilles, if that was the fact, and if he was supposed to be your match outside of the house, I feel like something like that could have happened. Yeah, we gotta break this off. Yeah, we have to go speak to other people, but I feel like it could have been a loyalty thing. So I think for you, Gilles, like I feel like that's something that you could write off of. Like, okay, yes, we weren't meant to be together. Because I feel like if y'all was truly supposed to be together, you know, you would have made an effort, and so would have her
And
made
that
an
was-
effort.
I guess
You know
at
what I'm
this-
saying?
at
Kind
this
of like
point in
how
time,
like
that's how you guys were feeling.
you know,
right?
at that
Yeah.
point it was
Yeah.
just like it is
Yeah.
what it is.
So-
brush the hands
Yeah.
and moving
And
on.
we'll see what happens.
So let's
Yeah.
bring it to Miss Keyana over here because you
Wait,
know.
I want to get because we'll let Gillette
Okay.
go and
Yeah,
then we'll
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Okay.
Focus right on Keyana.
Wait, do we?
Yeah,
want
girl,
her
we
to go
ain't
first
forget
before my
about you
question?
though. We ain't
Yeah.
forget about you,
I
but
don't
you
know if
know.
we
We're
want
not
her to go
done.
before my question.
No.
Oh, yours
We're
your
not
question continue?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely.
Go ahead.
Okay, so obviously you guys spread out, and you guys are doing your own thing. You guys are broken up or whatever, or whatnot. Then you start dating other people. You start making other connections. Now we see you. You sat with her in the matchup today, Keyana, in this
Yeah,
episode.
we sat together, what, 3 times already?
Yeah,
times
a
already.
couple times, right? But they barely show your relationship.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tell me about that relationship, and like Gillette, you can bounce on that like later on. Like how did that make you feel when you saw the relationship? If you did see the relationship in between everything, but
Or
like,
did she not?
Or did she not? So first
Yeah.
off, how did that, like how far of a relationship did you guys have? Because we barely got to see anything of it.
Oh, you want me to talk? Okay,
I mean,
so
was there boom booms or was there non boom booms?
God, you're gonna
like,
get into
There was
that.
boom
Okay.
booms.
you know.
What?
Oh, there was boom booms. Uh-oh.
worries.
Let's go.
We started off as like a friendship. So, you know, he was kind of there for me when I was going through the whole Michael thing, and it was just a good shoulder to lean on. So we talked about life, like never about like, oh, I like you, I like you. It was just genuine, like I just need a friend right now. So, he had told me that he broke things off with Gilles, and he made a move on me, and he kissed me one night, and from there, I kind of just was like, oh, you know, I actually do like this kid. So we brought our relationship further, and
Yeah, we started talking when Gillette was on a date, right?
yes.
Because we couldn't speak when Gillette was there because it was like that weird,
Mm.
you know. So
Just trying to be
Right.
like respectful of the
when she
situation.
went on the date,
which
I
is
was like,
nice.
you know what?
Yeah.
Now
Cool.
I'm gonna take my time when she's not here to make connections or whatever, and
Yeah.
we talked pretty much like the whole day, and they never showed not even 1 second of it.
So how long was like this relationship between you guys? Because you guys obviously sat together
Yeah.
a couple times.
It
but,
started like week 3 or 4.
Yeah, and then
But it's funny how Anthony didn't break up with me till week 5.
That's
I was
That's
just
good.
gonna say
That's
that.
what I was just saying. Did I not say?
All
right.
Hold
Anthony.
up. Hold up,
Tony.
y'all.
That was
Wait,
clearly
Tony.
I was waiting
Did I
for it.
not
That was
say
Tony.
Yeah, July
5 and a
sounds
half
like
weeks? I
Yeah.
asked that
You were
question.
waiting.
Did I
I was
not?
like,
Okay.
No, that's
You
not
did, right?
that.
Hold on.
You
Anthony
did.
broke
Okay.
up with me not because of the person I was, not because of our relationship, but he broke up with me because of the situation we were in. Because
Okay.
you know, like it is like we would get shit all the time for kissing, we'd get shit for sleeping next to each other all the time. So it's
When
like
you were a nomad.
I mean, there's 10 other
Yeah.
girls
After
you
you're
can sleep
nomad.
next
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
But could this be also a hard situation because you're trying to figure something else out? You still keep in a relationship with Gillette, but you're also trying to play the game. But then it's kind of just like the Malcolm situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Things happen. And
You're right.
But I
You know
wasn't
what I mean?
hooking up with
Because
multiple
if you
people.
ain't
Right.
honest, though.
I'm still trying to, right?
Okay, but wait, Tony.
Tony.
Tony. I'm talking to Tony
All right,
now.
what's up?
Tony, how come you withheld this information for 2 whole weeks?
When
Did you not feel obligated?
no, when I first made a move on Keyana, me and Gillette weren't even.
Yeah, when
a
he
thing
kissed
anymore.
me, that they weren't
Like,
together.
we
Like
were
our
done
friendship
already.
was
But
from
you
week 3
broke
to
up with her week 5.
5-ish.
Yeah, and we
Because
were
you
a
started
thing-
to have feelings, right?
Yeah, and we were a thing.
Like
Well,
6.
it was the next week until the matchup when you saw me choose Keyana.
So you didn't break up with her for the house. You kind of broke up with her because you started feeling some ways about Keyana.
May have something to do with it, but it
Yeah,
was
somewhat.
it was both things at once.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you
Kinda
keeping it real, Tony. I like that.
Because it's crazy. 'cause
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not gonna say it was just for the house. I mean,
Right.
both things.
Right.
Yeah.
And it puts everything more into perspective. And I want to just bring that up because when we're watching it as viewers, we don't see it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And we don't
exactly.
get it. So it's just like there's like missing holes to the situation.
A lot
Right.
of them.
You know what I mean? So it's just it's cool to first off, it's cool to see how all of you three, especially like. Keep it the way you guys keep it 100 in a sense or whatnot, and still very cordial with the situation.
But-
there's not a lot of yelling here.
Right,
as
but
you guys can
Gilles,
see.
how do you
Well, there
really
was,
feel about
but-
it though,
Right.
Gilles? Like,
Well, it was.
because I see you up there, kind of like, ooh, like
Gillette
wanted
feels
to
some
say
kind of way. I'm gonna tell
something.
you right
Say
now.
something.
Another eye roll.
No eye rolls.
No
just
eye rolls.
like,
Just a smile, though. She got a
If
smile
you go
on.
there, you'd
There was
get
like a
free
lip
throw
quiver.
right now.
It was a
Oh,
lip
that's
quiver.
what it was?
It was a lip quiver.
The lip bias.
Tell us, Gilles,
Yeah, go
how are
ahead.
you feeling right now?
So this is how I was feeling. I kind of like you guys see me come back from I think date 2 with Ethan, and I'm like, oh, seeing Anthony with Keyana, I'm just like, ugh, because like I would go. I genuinely liked Anthony. Like I wanted to be his girlfriend. Like as lame as that sound, I wanted to get off the show, make it Facebook official, and like be with Anthony. Like that was my #1 goal at that point. And so I didn't know he was like legit already playing the game while I'd be going on dates. Like he was, and I'd come back to the house and at that time I was like, I was friends with Keyana, and I was like, hey Keyana, like did you make any connections? Which the girls had already told me Anthony and Keyana had been talking all day. And so she'd be like, no. I was like, okay, well, I guess she's not feeling Anthony. Like,
Did you just not want to tell her just because of the facts?
No, it wasn't like, so the question was like, I didn't see it as like connection as in like, I feel him like that. Like I said, when we first started talking, it was just strictly friendship. So
Right,
like,
right.
I didn't
wasn't a
feel a
connection yet.
connection.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, oh, he's there for me. Like I just need someone there.
But
But
At
there
first, I
was
didn't
a connection though because
Eventually.
he did break up
Eventually.
with her,
But
right?
that was like
Because
2 weeks
That was
after.
after.
That.
Yeah, so the
I was-
beginning
okay.
portion of it was they were getting to know each other. They were friends. It was a friend situation.
this is so interesting.
It's nothing to tell.
Ooh, this is a lot, y'all.
I'm getting hot up
Okay.
here.
okay, so the fact of the matter is, Anthony, I think also like at that point, like everyone's also already coupled off still. Like Uche's still with Clinton, Michael and Audrey are a thing. Everyone's pretty much like already coupled off. And then like there's like Keyana you obviously her and Michael broken up.
Yeah.
But so like her and Anthony like talking while I was gone. I guess they made connections or whatever. I just thought it was really funny that like Anthony was like, hey, let's not be together, and then like within that like week he was already like sleeping with Keyana and like
Right.
kissing on her and stuff. So I was just like,
But why though?
what? Why what?
What happened at the matchup when I went off on Michael?
You did not see me kiss Michael or jump into bed with Michael,
I
Anthony.
didn't
So
say
like
that.
that you can't even
you guys
see
were
that.
flirting even before we were in no match. That's why I did it.
Boy, bye. I can't.
Tony!
Let her
Tony!
You
Thank
literally come at me all the time because I'm clingy and like I didn't give you space to make connections. But the second that like a guy flirts with me before we're in no match, it's like, no, let me use that as an excuse to write you off so I can go bang any girl that will let me in the house. That's what really happened.
Sip.
I ran out already, so.
Gillette, where are you, Anthony, right now? Are you guys cool? Are you guys friends?
Ask Anthony.
He asked you.
We'll leave it like that.
I feel like there's no. I mean, I just.
No, generally, like he did ask her. I'm not saying it like in a
No, okay.
douchey way. I'm just,
I mean, not in.
I still try to be like Anthony's friend more than he tries to be mine. But I don't know.
I mean, let me be Phil again. Let me still Phil.
Go ahead.
I definitely feel like there's still feelings there. I mean, at least for Gillette's side.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like she's kept it real the whole entire game. She really did try to put herself out there to other guys. You know what I'm saying? But not in a slutty, crazy way. Like, I feel like she was like, fuck me. Like, I got to go make other connections, you know? And I feel like she is still kind of hurt. Girl, Gillette got me choked up over here, girl.
And it's just like we see that there's
You
still
know,
like almost unfinished business in a
I
sense.
really
from our
do feel like there
perspective
is.
right
Yeah,
now.
from
But
my
is there
perspective.
is
But
there
it's-
on Anthony's end
Yeah.
what was the question?
Is there
unfinished business?
unfinished business? Like, is this done, or is this something that you guys could still cordially talk about? You know,
Yeah.
in that
Anthony may
respect?
not be done, but I think Tony's done.
What? Nah. We talked about it at the reunion this weekend. had
We
conversations
talked at the
about it.
reunion this weekend.
Oh.
Please let me know when that was.
We actually did
When?
prior to going on stage.
I asked you if you were gonna be mean to me. You said no.
And why?
Whatever.
Okay.
Well, there it is.
At that right there, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
watch
Going into the reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the. All right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony, you have to admit, like, I definitely am there more for you, but like, I know your situation, so like, I'm not gonna put your situation on blast, but like, I feel like I genuinely like
I know.
still try to be your
I
friend.
do see that
and you
though.
try to be nice.
I don't think I'm denying it at all. I see it.
But Celeste, do you, boo boo? This is
Yeah.
Sensei coming to you, girl. Do you, boo boo? You beautiful. You gonna get on Sports Illustrated, girl. I don't know if you guys. I know you was one of our pranks. I think I pranked Celeste actually.
on Sports
The
Illustrated.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
The Antarctica Sports Illustrated, Celeste.
Oh my gosh, stop!
I have to watch this video.
That
I
was
have to
me,
watch
girl.
this video.
That was
I
me.
have to
I
watch
literally
it.
was like half asleep, and I was like,
I know. Well, it's funny because he was on the East Coast, and I was like, "Girl, are you down to like take photos of polar bears and shit?"
You guys don't know what they're talking about. You gotta watch Zach Longo's channel because that
Yeah.
has everything there.
But it's not on this first drop. It's gonna be on the second drop. But yes, Celeste, girl, do you, boo boo?
Well, Celeste-
keep doing you.
Celeste, we want to thank you so much for joining us and giving us all the information. I'm still single, so I'm just saying.
He wants to make it Facebook
Yeah.
official. Just
I-
letting you know.
Shoot your
No
shot.
problem.
Shoot your
Yeah.
shot.
Shoot your
No,
shot.
no,
Shoot
so
your
like,
shot.
really quick, one last thing. Like, I am not like me and Anthony. Like, we're cool. I think we both realize that we're not a match, and we don't work outside of the house, and we're both okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Right.
Like,
I love how adult
Okay.
this is. Like
Yes,
this is so
so
like,
adult.
it's so
It is.
mature.
It is.
I love you, girl.
Well, I
There's
mean,
nothing.
the thing is that it was like so much tension for a long time.
Right.
It got to the point where it was like, yo, it's low-key stupid. Like,
Right.
we're mature
Yeah.
about it, and
Right.
it's just handled the way adults should.
This makes
You know,
me
so-
happy. The Dr. Phil in me is satisfied.
I love how we brought Dr. Phil
I'm
into this.
saying.
Yeah, right?
I'm
Well,
saying.
let's give it up for Celeste, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Celeste.
Thanks,
Appreciate
girl.
it. I'll slide into DMs later. All right. So,
Kiana.
Kiana time. Kiana.
Hi.
Let me take this back
sit
out.
back.
Let me
I'm burning
just-
it.
Yeah, you don't need to be
let's-
sad anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I was in my
let's
feelings.
put the
though.
hat back in.
I was in
Okay.
my feelings. I was in my
Yeah,
feelings.
okay.
All right, Kiana. So,
You're about to search for her on
Let me
Tinder
get
later.
you
like,
together. Let me get you together.
Give me the-
Okay,
you got-
good.
I'm good.
Hey, up here,
I'm good.
distance 100
Yeah,
miles.
yeah,
Yeah, she's in Texas, so.
He's a bit to any miles.
hey, I got a car. I got a plane ticket. I got access to the,
Capital One.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Credit card.
Travel miles.
So Kiana, we saw you like first episode
Why'd
on
they do
Michael.
you like that, girl?
Like,
I
just
would
wanna
like to know why they
okay,
did me like that.
I just need to
Okay,
know.
because girl, I was like,
I just need to know.
this
I don't
girl
even know if
right
we're gonna get
here.
into this
We all
episode.
were.
Because we want
I
in
know.
on you.
We went in on
Yeah,
you
I
saw
quite a
it.
bit.
I
We
saw
did.
it. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
But
I went in. I'm sorry. girl.
Yeah, it's all good.
I
It's all
was
good.
like,
I did deserve it.
I do want to give you a chance though to
Yeah,
talk
okay.
and give us, because I heard a lot of things about that whole situation, behind the scenes stuff, and I just want to know from you what was up. Tell me, please, tell us.
Okay, so I know a lot of people from Are You the One say this, but when you're living in a house 24/7 with a guy that you really care about, and you wake up and you see them, obviously you're gonna want to go talk to them, because real life dating, you wake up, you're doing your own thing, you text them here and there, and you don't get a response sometimes, or you do, but you act upon that. So when you're seeing them all the time, it's like, wow, I actually want to go be with them. So fun fact about Michael, he's very two-faced.
Fun
So
fact.
Real fun fact.
Wait, how much Hennessy you guys give her? She is a lightweight.
Wait,
One
I
shot.
didn't finish
One
it.
shot, you got it all out.
So, love the kid and everything, but he's very two-faced. So the whole time that we were together, you guys didn't see it, but he said one thing to me and said another thing to the house.
Well, I can see that from this episode. He was over
Exactly.
here talking to Audrey, like,
Exactly.
oh, girl. Like,
Yeah. So he
but
was
then he's always doing
actually-
his
Dreaming
thing.
about Gillette.
He was
Dreaming- right.
flirting with Celeste the whole time that he was with me. He
Oh.
grabbed
And
her
that's
ass,
fine.
and that's why Anthony got mad
And
because
then it
he
showed
found out
the
about it.
matchup when I
You
blew
got
up on
mad
him.
at
Michael.
He grabbed her ass.
Is that
when
what
he
you're
was dating
referring
me.
to Celeste? Okay.
So it was before we were a no-match couple, and then
And after you broke up with her, right?
Yo,
after
that's
I
like a
broke up with her, I
puzzle.
Right.
found out, and I was like, oh.
After
bet.
you broke up with her, you found out, or it happened after you broke
It was
up?
No,
with her?
it was before we were a no
Yeah.
match that he did that.
That he
Yeah.
did that.
So he was with her,
So
pretty
he was
much.
with me. Yeah.
And I was
So-
like, oh, bet.
Dang,
And I
Michael.
called him out, and then he didn't say a word back, and I was like, for sure.
Yeah.
Now I'll see your true
So,
colors.
so the kid basically led me on. Like he would tell me behind closed doors, like, you know, I really like you and I want to see where things go. So he was putting it in my mind, like, you can't put a naive girl in a situation like that and build her up. That's why I acted the way that I acted. Obviously, like, editing kind of did me dirty and made me seem like very
Like
cray.
really, like
Yeah,
But
because he was
at
like,
the same time,
oh, he was, it's the Instagram.
It's the guy.
I'm gonna
It's
take
this
his last
guy.
name. Right, exactly.
I was like, how many
Yeah.
followers
Were
does he
you
have?
tripping? Were you tripping when you found out that he was in the house?
no, I shit my pants. I saw him. I literally saw him walk on the field, and I was like,
I'm done.
Were you the one who made the comment about changing your last name?
Yes, that was her.
Yes,
girl,
For sure.
validate.
I was
sure.
drunk. It was a joke.
Yeah.
He said it was adorable. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you don't like something, just say it. Like, be a
Right.
man and have the balls and just say it. He didn't do that with me. Like I said, he said one thing to me, said another thing to the whole entire house. Girls were coming up to me saying, I just want to let you know your man's telling me something about you. You should go talk to him. And I would talk to him. He'd be like, what are you talking about? These girls are trying to get in your head and break us up. Like, they don't want to see us together. Like, all this crazy shit. So I started to, like, push away from him, and he didn't like that because he's literally the type of guy that, like, he needs all the attention on him, and if he's not getting the attention, then how is he gonna live?
Yeah,
It's
we ain't got
basically
time
like
for
his
that.
kryptonite.
Right.
So truth be told, all that shit happened and he left me.
So you were being
That's
told
why I
one
said
thing.
nothing. That's when
Yeah.
he was breaking up with me, I said nothing to him, and he got mad because I wasn't, like, fighting back with him because he wanted that attention. So
Right.
he kept trying to, like, grab my arm and, like, kiss me and stuff, and I'm just like, I just don't have anything to say to you because I'm not putting my energy out there anymore.
Because this makes more
feel
sense. Because your
that.
ex said you weren't clingy, and we were all
Exactly.
like,
Yeah,
what?
I was
Exactly.
like-
Exactly.
Right.
That
I
doesn't make sense.
dated that kid for 2 to 3 years. I lived with him, like, straight up lived with him for a year and a half, and we spent a lot of time together, but we ended up only really spending time with each other when we went to bed. So during the day, I did my own thing. He did his own thing. So when he was asked by Michael, is she a clingy person? Brett said no, and Michael was like, oh, really? And he was like, no, I swear, like, we barely see each other and we have the same address and I barely see her. He's like, I see my mom more than I do her.
Michael wanted you to probably be clingy or something.
Yes, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
So redemption.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
so is afterwards
part.
is when he kind of breaks up with you, is that when you gravitate towards Anthony, or is there, like, someone else that you're paying attention to?
I honestly, like, was in my feels, obviously. You
Right.
know, I hate breakups. Like, even though, like, I was trying to have, not that I wanted it to happen, but, like, after hearing all the shit that he did, like, I didn't want to be as close with him.
Yeah.
I was upset, and I even told all the guys, like, I pulled over, like, Joe and, like, Tyler. I was like, hey, if you see me not being myself, I want to let you know that you can come to me. Like, you're going to see me upset and you're going to see me kind of be in my own shell, but don't be afraid to come to me. And Joe actually looked at me and said, I respect you for that because we don't want you just singling yourself out. So thank you for letting me know that we can come to you. And guys did come to me. So
That's cool. I mean,
When I came, honey.
which is cool. It brings me to actually this episode, part of this episode,
done with you.
where now we see the girls trying to give Joe, Shad, and E-Money a chance by
Yeah,
doing that quick
yeah.
speed dating
And
type
I was a part
situation.
of it.
Right. To try to really get to know them or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, they're really starting to play the game correctly.
I thought that
All
was
the
good.
time, right?
Like, right? Yeah.
Took
Like,
9
How,
weeks.
right.
right.
How
Yeah, we were
was
stressed
that,
for y'all.
Keyana, since you were part of that? How did that go? Like, because it seemed like it went pretty well.
It went actually really well. So we all decided to do them four first. We wanted to eventually get every guy in there while we were getting ready, just because the guys would complain that the girls would get ready for so long. So we're like,
Right.
okay, well, while we're getting ready, why
Right.
don't you guys come up and talk to us?
I love that.
Like, we're
That's
all
so
sitting
good.
upstairs doing our makeup and all the guys are downstairs. Like, you guys can come and talk to us.
I
Like,
love that.
So we decided, like, while we're getting ready, we're going to have a hot seat. So we pulled, you know, Joe,
You guys
Money.
pineapple Shad really quick.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Well, Shad has been so quiet.
Very quiet. Very quiet.
He
So
is quiet.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just pulled everyone up, and while we
Yeah,
were getting
regardless.
ready, we
Orange.
killed 2 birds with 1 stone and asked them questions, and we got ready in the process.
Sleep.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah.
Word.
Shad's
Okay.
talking.
No, I like that. No, I think that was good.
Happy
And getting into the actual matchup, I think it
Stop
paid
it.
off
Yeah.
because, well, I'll ask you, do you think that, and you can chime in too, Anthony, as a result of that, was that kind of in the pairing of this particular matchup in this episode?
Yeah, I definitely think we needed to kind of get out of our comfort zones, and we needed to help the other guys, Tyler, Shad, Ethan, and all them, get out of their comfort zones because they
Right.
were very afraid to, like, make connections because I guess we were super intimidating.
Right.
So when they felt comfortable, we could all talk to them.
Right.
We
So
got
once
to
they did,
them
the
to
other
open
girls
up.
were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now we know about
Now
you
we
guys.
can go talk to
Right.
them.
Other
like,
than your first name.
Exactly.
So
Right.
Yep.
how many
Helped a
kids
lot.
you want, all
Yeah.
this other stuff. They
Future
really got to
goals.
know them.
What,
Makes
be like
sense.
on your frozen yogurt?
Right, Tyler.
Right.
He said we're not a match because I put fruit on my frozen yogurt.
And
That's
he
the
needs
dumbest
the-
thing I've ever
And
heard.
Nicole she was like, oh, I did the
Oreos.
Oreos and gummies. I was like, oh, I like that. He's always been into her.
She could have put
I
shit on
like
her
that
yogurt. She was
together.
like, oh, that's cute.
Girl, that's so bomb.
That is so true.
Well, speaking of the matchup, you guys got 5 beams.
Should we just talk about that? 'Cause
So-
we only got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
So you got 5 beams, and I just want to get to the point of elation because you guys were super pumped, and this is the most you've had thus far. Even though you're still more than halfway to go, but you guys have been sucking so bad. I mean,
Yeah, no
going
shame.
from I mean, you
Yeah.
just you have. I mean,
I mean,
people-
real talk.
Really.
it's just, and I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that and this has been a problem every season. The no match couples, right? Still getting together. I mean, it's just always going to happen. The way the house is designed, the way this game is designed,
Exactly.
you're going to
Bound to
have
happen.
that. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
But then you also have the 4 guys, the whatever you want to call them, the
So it's the
scaredy
no match
cats
couples,
and the
the ones that
scaredy
won't
cats.
speak up.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
So it was a
of-
lot going on with that, and I think breaking down those barriers, no match couples stopping, and then the scaredy cats like getting some love.
So,
Then I think it helped, and you
did.
got 5 beams.
But what was the mindset going into this? Were you guys strategizing? Were you guys already picking who was going to pick who? Like, how did that happen?
yeah, at a point, but we were 0 for 8 in the truth boost,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to the point where it's like, come on, let's do something
We
right
need
for
to
once.
switch something up.
Even though 5 beams isn't a lot, I mean,
It's
we could have
something.
blacked
It was
out.
something for
We could
us.
have,
Right.
Absolutely,
so
there's a lot could have happened.
a lot of
It is.
bad
I mean,
stuff could happen.
It was switching up the game, switching up how you were talking to people, switching
Positivity,
up how you interacted.
yeah.
Yeah.
The morale in the house type situation, which got it to thinking beyond what was currently happening. We were
Exactly.
trying to think of the future to try to really
Put your problems to the side.
invest
and-
it. Yeah, make that money, which was really really dope to see because we were getting worried.
Yeah.
Like
I was giving up. I was like, you
yeah.
guys are not getting this money.
yeah.
I was like, they ain't going to
you're
get
not-
I gave
past
up
3.
on them.
You're not giving this
They ain't
money.
going to get
Now-
past 3.
now I have a
beams.
little bit more faith that we see the 5 there.
And each beam
You
takes
know?
like 2 to 4 minutes to go up. So we're
Right.
up there, like our hearts are just
done.
racing. And
I
it's,
know.
oh my, it's
Well,
the
the
worst
entire
feeling.
matchup ceremony is like a couple of hours.
like
isn't
4
it?
hours.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are drinking the whole
That's
time. So that
crazy.
doesn't
Prior.
help. Oh,
At all.
prior.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Some people fell asleep during, but they
After
don't show those
breaks,
parts.
like-
Yeah.
I feel like.
I'm like, it's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
I want to talk really quick about this game, this blinded by love game. Like, I just,
Wait, what?
That y'all sucked at.
yeah, the blinded by love. So you had a camera.
They were
piggyback.
dead
Oh
last.
my
It's
god!
dead.
Don't even. It's all her fault.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
say
It's
that.
not. It's not my fault.
What was
Yeah.
up with
No
y'all?
comment.
What was up with y'all?
All right. So what it was?
No. Let me say. Okay,
ahead.
so if you're looking at the matchup stage, you know for a fact you have 20 feet before there's a step down. This motherfucker doing little twinkle toes over here, taking little baby steps. I'm like, walk,
I want to twist an
walk.
ankle.
Shut up.
She's like speed up, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do a full sprint, but it's like
But like
a
you
drop
can
this
walk,
big.
Right.
you can like walk. So we get to the key thing, and I'm like, grab a key, and he would be
Her
like,
fault.
no, he would be like, I put it in, but it's
No.
not turning. So he went through all the keys, and they all fell to the ground.
I picked the right key the first try.
No, we didn't.
The moment I pushed it, I don't think it's down. I threw it to the grass, tried 5 more keys, and I couldn't find it in the grass the first key.
He
that I
said it
chose.
wouldn't turn. He's like, it's
So,
not turning.
that's
It's not
what
turning.
happened.
The challenge was done. We passed by. No, we went over the first.
We went over
wall,
the first obstacle.
and the challenge was done already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Are you serious?
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
So
we
you
didn't
did
see
worse-
the
Done.
clips at all.
No, we
They were
didn't.
like, where
You did worse than
Okay,
Ethan and
right.
Jada, because Ethan was struggling.
Oh my
Ethan,
god.
Ethan at least tried.
He did try.
did, like,
You did
effort.
worse
Money,
than
you
them.
tried.
Like,
Oh, it was
You
bad.
really tried.
It was bad.
Yeah, that was.
Right.
I told her after, I hope they do not air us
That
doing
was-
that bad.
And they
but we're-
did.
That was so
We just talked
funny.
about
Yeah,
it,
it was
so
bad.
now they
Oh.
know.
That was
Imani,
out.
Imani really did try.
Yeah,
He said
he
he didn't
did.
work at his legs that day.
Yeah,
And
that was funny.
Ever.
Yeah, that was
Ever.
Gina
No,
was like,
that-
just get it together, boo. Just get it together.
That was funny. That was funny. So this particular episode, we did not see a truth booth. So next episode, obviously, that's going to be.
see.
We
We
can
gonna
find
see.
out.
We
But it's
gonna
out
find
of
out.
Michael and Audrey and Joe and Olivia. So
Right.
I don't know.
I'm not mad
I
at
mean, it's
either
just-
or. I
these
mean, at the end of the day,
couples, yeah.
shit, they need something. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? If it's going to be
Anything at this
Michael and
point.
Audrey, Joe and Olivia, well, that's
Right.
either one less, one plus. Like, you know what I'm saying?
William, Michael.
Did you
Who did I
ever?
send in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's hard. It's very random.
But it would be smart right now to send in Michael and Audrey just because they're the closest right now.
out of
figure
the
that
out of
Oh, they
the
have the
two.
bigger
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah,
Bigger
yeah,
connection.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
since Michael's your ex in this regard,
My ex.
I'm just curious because like the Gillette situation and Tony over here, she was still longing for him and still kind of wanted to be with him. Was still kind of heartbroken over it and took a while to get over it. Were you good? Like, was it clean for you, or were you still like still feeling Michael?
So after he left me, he made it very clear that he wasn't going to pursue sexually another woman, and he did. So as soon as I saw that, I lost all feelings. And
Who was that?
Audrey.
Okay.
I just
We done seen it.
I shut those feelings off, and I
that
said,
good. That's right.
I said, fuck him. Done with that. It's to the side.
And then that was it.
Yep.
You
As
were
soon as
good.
someone tells me something and they flip a switch, I'm done.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you guys already done when you went to the Boom Boom Room with Didi?
Was who done? Me and Gillette?
The beer pong with Didi.
beer pong.
Let's
That's
get
when
it
we
clear.
were like first talking.
Yeah, that
Like,
was like the day or the next day we had like that first conversation.
And what was it about Didi that made her the realest girl in the house to you?
Well, I was the closest to her in the house.
Okay.
So it was like out of a friendship thing to do it because I saw she was getting mistreated in the household, and I was like, she was legit sitting by herself on the couch. So I'm like, you know what, like, spice it up a little bit, make her happy for a bit, and took the balcony. We talked for like 3 hours on the balcony.
I was here for it. I like that.
And everyone was like, what were you guys doing for 3 hours? And it's like,
Malcolm really was.
Did
like,
Malcolm
"What'd you
ever
do for 3
come at you
hours?"
about that, or just Didi?
yeah, no, we had a conversation about it.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, nothing happened. If you're tripping, like, get over it because you're wasting your time.
Okay.
And
right.
even with Gillette, it was the exact same thing. And I'm like, I even reassured her. I was like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't like really a thing, I was like, nothing happened between us two. Don't worry about it. And they were still flipping out about it. And I don't know why. They wasted their energy, but you guys saw.
Yeah,
Nothing
for
happened
sure.
but beer pong.
Yeah.
I'm telling
It
you,
was-
emotions run high and alcohol runs even higher.
Okay.
I agree.
But if she would have let something happen, we know now that you two for sure would have at least kissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was a Latin connection. Yeah.
It was a Latin spice.
It was a
Yeah,
Latin,
the
it was a
Latin
Latin
spice.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because I mean, you know, so because I know all about this.
You know.
I know. This is my brother right there. we know. My man over here. We know.
I'm done.
Man, well, I mean, that's been the episode. My thing is, I'm so excited for you all that you got 5 beams. I feel like you guys needed to get those beams, even though y'all still
Y'all
suck.
need something.
Yeah, you needed that.
They need a damn truth.
Yeah,
move. Like
yeah,
a-
you needed that.
Perfect
Yeah,
match.
So,
yeah.
but you need a
My
perfect
voice
match,
cracked
and I
there.
feel like
So
that will
excited.
help.
Okay.
Hopefully, we see that happen, like, because y'all been the longest at this point without a perfect match
Yeah,
in a
the
truth clue.
longest, for
So
sure.
you need to
Making
get that
history, not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
together. Not in a good way.
what?
Not in a
Yeah,
good way.
most
But there's still
definitely.
time.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
we still got 3 more episodes, so
Yep.
we'll find out what goes on. But ladies and gentlemen,
Stay
that's been our
tuned.
show.
Yes.
That's been our show. That's been our show.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so
guys.
much for tuning in.
Yes,
Thank you for all those that was
definitely.
in the live chat, all those that was watching live. Shout out to my baby mama Gillette
Yes.
on Skype. We appreciate her joining us.
Pull through.
Shoot that shot, boy. Keep going.
I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves. You can find me always at the Poet Saint all day, every day. Check me out. Sensei, where you at?
Y'all know to follow me at Sensei Don't Play.
Yeah.
And you guys already know you can check me out everywhere at Melody_Rose.
Hey, y'all, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Snapchat, all that stuff. Sensei has to go somewhere real quick. But thank you for tuning in to Dr. Phil.
She's not
Oh my
smooth.
gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll be off next week for the holiday. So make sure we'll be back in 2 weeks. So check us out then. Until then, keep your other one hats on. Let's go.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.